big time show debate brewing right now.
Yes.
And it's actually a little bit of a holdover from yesterday, kind of. Like, we've been debating this for almost a full 24 hours. So here it goes. Is Russell Wilson and the Broncos actually facing any real expectations in season 1 with this whole new cast of characters?
Yeah, well, tell people how we got to this.
Okay,
debate.
so how we got to this was yesterday we're doing a very fun, nice interview with a friend of the show, your friend, James Palmer from NFL Network, who lives in Denver and who covers the Broncos. And we started talking about just how exciting this team is. We are asking how the offense looks, and we assumed that all the hype that the Broncos are getting is totally earned. And then James hit us with a big dose of reality.
They're excited. I personally think they're a little too excited.
Really?
The expectations in Denver are through the roof. But they really do believe that, like, all right, we were a quarterback away. What I do think is the expectations need to be tampered a little bit when you look at Russ is kind of a quarterback that is a rep guy, right? The more reps he gets in it, rep. That's the way he operates. That's kind of how he gets better. My point is, like, maybe next year is the year that the expectations should be where they are right now with this team. Do I think they're going to be competitive and in every game with Russell Wilson and as good as this defense is? Yes. But do I think the expectations are maybe a little bit high?
Okay. Wait till next year. Sorry, James, I don't think we have that kind of time. Russell Wilson was the biggest move of the offseason. Let me repeat, the biggest move of the offseason. And with close seconds, Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill. But when a quarterback of Russell's caliber changes teams, that's the biggest story. That's the biggest move. With it comes expectations. So I would say that they're definitely facing them, whether it's a year early or not. And unfortunately, the loss of Tim Patrick, which James also said this was their number 2 receiver. I mean, this is a huge loss for their offense. I get it. But if you're someone who's as accomplished as Russell Wilson, you have to be facing expectations despite any obstacles that may be standing in your way.
Yeah, I don't even know if Russell Wilson signing with Denver was the biggest story of that week, because that was also Aaron Rodgers does not sign with Denver. Okay, let's pivot and let's get Russell Wilson. So I think if Aaron Rodgers is signed with Denver, everything you're saying would be true. It would be expectations through the roof. We don't view Russell Wilson that way. We view him as a great winner, a really, really an all-time quarterback, a Hall of Famer, but he's not the kind of quarterback who's shown in the past that he can single-handedly elevate an offense to the point where it's a guarantee they're going to go somewhere.
Okay, you might be right about that. Since they last lost in the Super Bowl to the New England Patriots, Malcolm Butler at the goal line, they have not been back. Russell Wilson has not been past the divisional round since then.
Hasn't had a losing season until last year, so he wins a lot.
That's true. No MVP votes. But again, like 9 Pro Bowls. I mean, we know what Russell Wilson is. But I thought it was interesting yesterday when James Palmer was also saying a reason to pump the brakes here is as good as some of the Denver Broncos receivers may look on paper, and they have some depth at that position, but no one is as good as DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, his top 2 receivers in Seattle, which kind of makes you stop and think for a second, right? It's like, we expect Russell Wilson to be this sort of rising tide. Like he's that good of a quarterback that he should be elevating the rest of these receivers. But he had 2 great receivers, and I think DK Metcalf is great. I think of Tyler Lockett as being very good.
Definitely.
But that offense was not like super dynamic. So what are we really expecting here? I still think that Wilson deserves to have expectations put on his shoulders because this was a massive, massive move. And with like Deshaun Watson, it's a whole other situation because that's just a totally different kind of story. But Russell Wilson and him as a quarterback switching teams was the biggest story of the offseason.
I think second round in the playoffs is okay for Russell Wilson. I mean, the receivers with this expectation, they're still big-time unknowns. Cortland Sutton hasn't really broken out yet. Jerry Jeudy was great at Alabama, has not shown that in the pros. Tim Patrick was really good. KJ Hamler's coming off an injury. Albert O is good but promising. I mean, they're not the Chargers. I looked at the stats. Justin Herbert is 24. He's already had 2 seasons in the NFL. He's already surpassed Russell Wilson's career high in yards twice. I mean, that's an electric offense.
It hasn't made the playoffs.
Maybe true, but that is a quarterback and an offense that's going to absolutely explode. I don't think people think Denver is that kind of offense. Even with Nathaniel Hackett having great success in Green Bay, it's going to be a more conservative approach. I don't think they're going to let Russ cook to the degree that Russ might want. I just don't see no one's saying, "Oh my, I can't wait to see that Broncos offense." I just don't hear that.
Aren't you curious?
I'm curious, but it's not the Chargers, it's not the Raiders, it's not the Chiefs. They have a good defense. I get what James is saying. They feel like a 10, 11, 12 win team. I don't see, we'll see in a couple of weeks. I don't see a lot of experts picking them to win the Super Bowl. Maybe here and there, but you're in the AFC. That's a big factor.
Yep.
They're not the hot, fashionable team, even with that acquisition. People are talking about the Chargers and the Raiders and the Bills.
Are we talking about the Chargers? I don't think we're talking about the Chargers.
Oh, the love affair with Justin Herbert is
I understand that because you and I are also part of that love affair. We like this guy a lot, and we think the team is awesome. But
they have like 4 Hall of Famers on defense. I think wait till the Super Bowl picks coming out. I think you're going to see a lot of Chargers, and you'll see a little Broncos, but not because of Russell Wilson. I just think the team around him, everyone's like, oh, yeah, they're really good. That's a great chance. I don't see it as, man, he's going to Denver like Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay. They should be able to win it all now. I'm just not seeing that around. And I understand what you're saying. This is the biggest move of the offseason. But for some reason, I think fans sort of tamper their expectations around Russ.
855-212-4CBS, 855-212-4227. Are the expectations around the Broncos too high to think that they would be a Super Bowl contender this year? Listen, there's winnable games on this schedule.
Yep.
You talk about the AFC West, we know that's going to be a juggernaut of division. But out of their own division, they're playing Seattle. We know that the NFL always loves to be cute there.
Yeah.
So the season opener Monday night at Seattle. They play Houston. They play the New York Jets. They play Jacksonville, Jets and Jacksonville at home. They play Carolina Panthers. There are winnable games outside of their division. And then if you can split a couple of these others, like Indianapolis at home, at Tennessee, at Baltimore, like there are Arizona, there are some super winnable games here, I think. And I think that their record's going to reflect it. But I'm just more talking about like Russell Wilson asked out of Seattle. That's usually a move that can be extremely polarizing to people, right? You had 2 good receivers. Okay, you still weren't seeing eye to eye with Pete Carroll. How often does a team pick a 70-year-old coach over a surefire Hall of Fame quarterback? That never happens except for Belichick and Brady, I guess. And that took till year 19.
Yeah, I think Russ was smart to get out of Seattle. He obviously, again, I don't think people are ripping Russ for leaving there. Everyone,
They're not, but
everyone knows what Seattle is. A team that you have said yourself they should be tanking. There's no talent around there.
But it's funny that I know that Russ is escaping criticism here, and I'm not going to criticize him, but think about how he did this. If this was like an NBA player, it'd be so much more. Well, I guess we'd be used to it, but it'd be so much more polarizing. He basically went on your old show, Dan Patrick Show, and was like, "Get me out of here."
Yeah, and
it's really rare in the NFL.
Honestly, I think the average NFL fan is so sick of the Seattle offense and so sick of Pete Carroll handing the ball off that they're desperate. This is
what do
good.
you think is going to happen with this offense? Javonte Williams?
Well, no, Nathaniel Hackett's a West Coast offense. He's going to have there should be a lot more passing.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be Justin Herbert level passing or even of the 4 quarterbacks. I'd be shocked if Russell Wilson didn't have the lowest yardage total because he's got Mahomes, Carr, and Herbert in his division.
No, I totally understand. So you can give us a call at 855-212-4CBS, 855-212-4227. Maybe it's not even Super Bowl. Should we be talking about Denver to win the division? Which nobody is.
No.
Which is, I guess, a little cart before the horse. If you don't think they can win the division, why would you think they could win the Super Bowl?
Well, you look at the odds, and they're all so packed closely together.
Yeah.
It feels like
nobody knows.
This whole division could come down to 3 bounces at the end of last year, and you might say that's copping out to say that, but that's what has been happening in the NFL. There's so much parity. There's so many games. Take the Niners-Rams last. By all accounts, the Niners should have beaten the Rams in the NFC title game. They did not. Jaquiski Tartt dropped an interception.
Yeah.
This could come down to such a thin line. But I don't think people are going to rip Russ. I don't know why. I just don't get that vibe out there. Aaron, and also no one really likes criticizing Russell Wilson. He's always been a little immune to. He's cheesy. He's cheesy.
People don't criticize him, but we do kind of laugh at him / with him. I can't tell if he's in on the joke with the "Let's Ride." It could go either way.
No, maybe he does that all to distract from the fact that he hasn't won a Super Bowl lately. Aaron Rodgers,
yes.
When he doesn't win the Super Bowl, it's a thing. We're talking about how the best player in the league cannot get over that hump. No one does that with Russell Wilson. They focus on Go Hawks, Mr.
Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited. He's brilliant, actually. He's got us completely distracted with these slogans.
Won a Super Bowl, obviously, in 2014. 2015 is the loss, as I mentioned, to the Patriots, and since then, not past the divisional round. It's funny because I do think, obviously, Rodgers is under a lot more pressure, but I think Russ is right there. Also, Russ has never won an MVP nor gotten an MVP vote. I mean, that is something, too. I think that was part of this big change.
His career high in passing is 4,200 yards. Davis Mills is going to lap that this year. He's never been a high volume enough guy to do that. By the way, we need a show slogan. If Russ can have "Let's ride,"
Let's ride. Let's ride.
We need
but
a "Let's ride."
Everyone's making fun of it. I don't want a show slogan that everyone's making fun of. That's not cool.
All publicity is good publicity. And if
the
we
only
have
people
a show,
who say that are people who are getting good publicity.
Yeah, Maggie and Perloff. What? Let's go.
Let's go.
That's Tom Brady. And that's a cliche.
Also,
now.
the Mets, LFG.
Maggie and Perloff. Tune in.
Yeah, that's going to grab him, Perloff. I was going to be like, sad dad, but I'm not a dad.
No.
That's just you. Extremely sad dad.
I don't know if I'm a sad dad, by the way. I know you like to call me that, but I feel I'm definitely the more optimistic of the two of us.
No, but you tick a lot of boxes off. Sad dad.
Maybe. What about our new TikTok account? Maybe we can find something there.
New TikTok account. We are officially the last people on earth to join TikTok. So come on over and see us. We're at Maggie and Perloff on TikTok. We're on Instagram as well. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube channel. Go there and subscribe. Maybe we should solicit some ideas from the people on TikTok. Thank you for watching our video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see more videos like this, just hit the bell.
Yeah, ring the bell.
Just hit the bell.